So, The Batman has resumed production recently in Liverpool, home of the Beatles, and while I am currently planning on doing a video on the recent set photos and videos, in this video I want to talk about the first act of the film because, while I'd love to speculate on the entirety of the plot, there isn't exactly enough footage to piece the entire film together. So this is purely going off the footage from the trailer and some set photos. Without further ado, let's begin. So, the first act opens on a shot of the house of Mayor Don Mitchell Jr., who has just been murdered by the Riddler. This is where the first few shots of the trailer come into play, as we see the Riddler setting up his clues, including a card with "To the Batman" written on the envelope. Next are the scenes after this in the trailer, with Jim Gordon arriving at the crime scene, as GCPD officers arrive and forensics are analysing the crime scene. This is where we see Batman enter the crime scene and help out. Following this, Batman changes into some regular clothes, possibly after fighting some GCPD officers, and he witnesses a news report on the mayor's death, and following this returns to the Batcave, which looks to be some kind of an abandoned subway station, where he analyses the evidence collected on the crime scene. Now at this point it's most likely where Alfred is first seen in the film, and comments on Bruce's celebrity status as the Batman, with Alfred saying,
"You're becoming quite a celebrity. Why is he writing to you?"
Although that may come later in the film, we don't know. Next, we can place the funeral of the mayor along with the recently leaked set photos where Bruce has a conversation with Falcone and Penguin, which makes Bruce suspicious that both crime bosses may be involved in the conspiracy. The scenes that follow are the funeral and the Riddler's car crashing the funeral and the bomb victim stepping out. So I just want to go into a quick side note. One theory I've seen on the internet, credit to Eric Voss from New Rockstars for this theory, is that the bomb victim seen in the trailer is in fact District Attorney Gil Coulson, played by Peter Sarsgaard. Bruce then carefully slips out and after changing into the batsuit, crashes the party, and after his arrival, Riddler says through the phone,
"If you are justice, please do not lie. What is the price for your blind eye?"
That is most likely what's being said through Riddler's phone thing that's on the DA's hand. This is when the bomb explodes, flinging Batman back, and the funeral attendees are just stunned and in complete shock, because this is presumably the first time that they're seeing Batman, because at that point Batman was only a legend, and that's probably something I hope the GCPD show set in year 1 will possibly explore. Bruce then returns to the Batcave, again possibly a subway station or underneath Wayne Manor, and then he gets word of suspicious activity at the Gotham Department of Sanitation, which is where we can confidently place shots of the Batmobile, the docks, Penguin, and the Batmobile chase seen in the trailer. What happens after the chase at this point is unknown, but somehow Batman makes it to the crime scene where he first encounters Catwoman and they have a little sparring match. In the trailer, we can see Catwoman breaking into some kind of vault. My theory is that this might be an unseen Riddler clue that was actually planted in the mayor's safe, which could be some kind of puzzle or even a Riddler trophy, and the trophies themselves are actually rumoured to appear in the film. I did a video a couple months back, and I speculated that the Riddler trophies might actually appear in the film, but god, those were annoying to get in the Arkham games. Moving on. After getting the trophy and sparring with Catwoman, which possibly results in Batman being pushed out the window, our protagonist then encounters some rioters, and after the lead rioter, I presume, tries to assault Batman, this is where Batman then proceeds to beat the ever-loving shit out of one of them.
The hell are you supposed to be?
I'm vengeance.
After returning to the Batcave, Bruce manages to decipher the puzzle and discovers it's a direct link to the Riddler, which is where the last scene from the trailer fits in, with the Riddler saying,
"You're part of this too."
How am I part of it?
You'll see.
But the question is, how is Batman tied to this and not Bruce Wayne? Well, I have an interesting theory that might actually explain this. So, in the Batman Hush comics, Riddler has actually deciphered Batman's identity and is actually kind of the mastermind behind the events in Hush, though the Bandaged Man is also one of the masterminds. So, I think it's possible that Riddler may have actually figured out who Batman really is, and the Riddler saying that Bruce is tied to this too, could be a hint that his parents were part of Gotham's corruption. This could also be a callback to Batman the Telltale series, where it's discovered that Thomas Wayne was in a partnership with Mayor Hill and Carmine Falcone to control Gotham, which also resulted in the death of Theodore Cobblepot, Penguin's father, in the game. Anyway, that was my theory on the first act of the film. Hopefully this may fill in some gaps for you, but again, this is my own interpretation of the events. Now, I will most likely do an updated version of this video going over the entire film once we get more set photos and more footage, though I wouldn't expect any more footage to come out until maybe the Super Bowl next year, assuming that is probably still going to take place. I mean, it normally does. The two places that we normally get a lot of superhero footage are Comic-Con and the Super Bowl, so I would expect some footage at the Super Bowl next year, though again, unsure if it's going to happen. If you guys like this video, be sure to hit the like button and ring the bell so you don't miss any videos, and most importantly, don't forget to subscribe so you can see most of our future projects. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time. Take care guys.